Good morning, everybody. I've just woke up on my first frosty morning in the tank. What do you think of that for a view? This van's just pulled up. The guy's took his dog for a walk up there. I'm quite sure it's my pal Ed. So I'm working way up there, way up at the station, and doing quite a big fencing job for my pal Colin. So I decided to just bide here, save the fuel in the tank rather than driving all the way back home to my temporary accommodation. So I got myself a smashing spot right next to that sign. You see it? Hi. But I know the gatekeeper, of course, and if anything happened through the night, I'll just pull forward that few feet. But that was pretty much the only flat bit. You know, it's all a bit slopey there. I was parked there at first, but I might have rolled off my bed. Hi. So what a lovely view, eh? This is what people have been telling me about. Bus life, van living. And this is the sort of views you wake up to in the morning. It's fantastic. It was a bit cold though, I must admit. Does anybody know what that means? Anybody know what that means? This is Rannoch Moor. I'm not going to go in there. I normally go in the passenger's door. I use that as my front door sort of thing, but it's off the muddy and puddly, and that's what I've got on my feet. Come on, we'll go in. It's handy working at my pals. It's his holiday home, or his second home, and he's got all the facilities. So when I finish my work up there, I just jump in his shower. He's got an electric shower, so I jump in the shower, I get myself cleaned up and whatnot. But this morning, I woke up in my bed. It's lovely. Look, I've got 2 quilts on. 1, 2, lovely, and lovely wool blanket to lie on. It's awfully comfy. I bought a brand new mattress. It's a small double. Because once I've actually started the refit, that's big enough for me, plenty big enough, and it was a smashing mattress. I was never so sure about the old Temu. Always been like an Amazon and an eBay guy, and my good pal Andy, he's been using Temu for a couple of years, and he's never missed a beat. So I used the Temu. I bought 2 300 amp hour lithium batteries that were over 500 on Amazon, and I got them for $260 each, and they're the exact same ones, and they're very, very good. In fact, one of them's down here. I'll show you. And I've got it rigged up to my. That's it. It's not. It's not plumbed in, as it were. It's just sat there. So I just checked the charge on it. And again, while I'm working up here, I just plug in and put it into my actual battery charger, charge it up. But also, while I'm working at the guy's place, I just plug my devices in for an hour, and that's them all fully charged. But I recommend also this wee stove. If anybody's going to buy a stove for the camper van, there's a company you'll find on the eBay and on the Amazon, and they sell them. I think that was priced at, I think it was £280. I just had a drip of water there. I think it must be condensation. Yeah, I think it was about £280, say £300. But the one I ordered should have had like a hot plate on top, just nice sort of carved rings in the top. And it obviously it didn't come with that. And also one of the fire bricks was cracked. So I took up a couple of pictures and I messaged them just to say, look, I want to keep it, but I did fancy the one with the rings in top. I think it's decorative, but apparently that spreads the heat more evenly for your pan. Anyway, I messaged them, just let them know, blah, 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 and they sent me 50 quid back, so that stands me at £250, delivered from Bulgaria. It's only, I think it's 4 kilowatt. I tell you what, though, one of the first nights, well, I think it was the second night that it was fitted. I lit it, of course, and yeah, that's right, we've been away working, and it was flipping, like it was hot. So it got to about 8:30, and I thought, right, I'll just tidy away, and I'll lie on my bed, watch a bit of YouTube for half an hour, and I'll get an early night. So I climbs on my bed about 8:45, I packed everything away, had a wash, brushed my teeth, got myself laid on my bed, and it was so hot, because of course I'm a wee bit higher up, and it was so hot. It took till 11:15. I had to open the back door there and the 2 front doors, just to let all the heat go out. And it took nearly 2 hours until it was like, it was still very warm, but I could get to sleep. But the good news is, I now know how to work the fire. There's no actual air flap or anything, but you just open the drawer a wee bit, right? Watch, and then you've got a damper on the actual chimney, so you'll see. Yeah, cool, eh? So it's really, really good. And another thing I've noticed is if I don't do that and open the door, a wee bit of smoke might come out. So I've learnt that as well. So if I need to put a new log on, I just open that flap, open that wee door, make sure it's drawing fast, and then I put a couple of logs on, and then I don't get smoke inside here. It's really nice doing all this. However, I'll be very glad when it's all automated. I'll tell you why. Because that's my washing water. That's my drinking water. That there is my shower or my bath. Yeah, so that's that. But I've got everything, and I have a good scrub down every day. I put my bucket on that chair. I stand on a towel, and I get into all the nooks and crannies and get myself all squeaky clean. But it's kind of like camping out. It's kind of like glamping out, actually, because it's a bit posh compared to camping. But when everything's fitted, I've got a proper shower, and I can just flick switches and turn on taps and everything. Washing up's a pain in the arse as well, because I've just got the 3 of those plastic buckets. One for a toilet, a composting toilet. I made a very simple composting toilet. Works a treat. Great. Happy days. And one for washing me, and one for washing pots. So I'm the bucket man. It's my bucket list. I've got a list of buckets. I've got some buckets that I do a list of things with. So that's kind of like a bucket list, isn't it? Is it? Maybe? You having that? No? Anyway, yeah. And then, yeah, it's going to be smashing. I can't wait till it's actually converted. My friend at the sawmill, he's recently, just the other day, cut me some wood for the roof, because I was going to do it kind of like tongue and groove. But I looked at the price of it and I thought, no, I sod that. I've actually got the machinery to make my own tongue and groove, but he's made really nice wide boards, and it's Douglas fir. So, what the plan is, what we're going to do is I'm going to make all my own furniture. Now, I do quite a lot of wood artwork, and I've sold quite a lot of pieces, and one of my favourite techniques, particularly with things like larch and Douglas fir, is I get my blowtorch on the wood and I burn it. And then I jet wash it. Don't use a wire brush on it. I jet wash it. Get all the burn off. And then what happens is the wood in between the grain burns quicker. And then so you get a lovely corrugated effect, you see. It looks really, really smart. So you burn it, jet wash it, have a look, see if you're happy with the depth of grain, and then I generally burn it 2 or 3 times. So, but we'll see. So anyway, bloody blah. So what we're going to do is I've got some larch, for the worktops, because see where the where the fire is. I can't even see. Hold on. I'll tell you what. If I flip this around, I'll be able to see what you're seeing. Wait a minute. Aha. Oh, get my finger out of the way. Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. Where the fire is, that's going to be dead level. That's all going to be kitchen worktop, right to the back of that passenger seat. But that'll be all. There'll be a wall there and a door, slidey door. That's going to be dead level with the stove. So what I've decided to do is the larch that my friend Bob's cut for me, just over an inch thick. Each board's about 5 or 6 inches wide, so I'll laminate them together that way to make it wide enough. And I'm going to burn that, and I'm going to leave that the black. Yeah, so the wood will come through, but there'll be a lot of black and a lot of dark wood for the top. And then we'll put some strong worktop varnish on it, or even I might even resin. I don't know. We'll see. Then I'm going to make my own cupboard doors with the Douglas, and I'm going to burn that as well, but jet wash that. And then with that, you'll have the lovely corrugated effect, same as the top. But I don't want the top too deep for obvious reasons, because of all breadcrumbs and whatnot. But I want it deep for all the cupboards, because there'll be cupboards down here as well, and of course my wall cupboards. So what I'm going to do with them, I'm going to burn them, jet wash them the same. Then I'm going to paint them white, and then I'll get a damp cloth and I'll just wipe off the excess, you know, so it's got that lovely distressed look. I think that'll look pretty cool. It's a lot of work, but I'm looking forward to it, because like I say, it's smashing. I really like doing this. I like just being here and being in this and finding lovely spots and waking up to beautiful, incredible views like this. But like I say, you know, I've always been a homeboy, me, and I like the fact that you can flick switches and turn on taps. Yeah, so that'll be a heck of a lot better, you know, and also a diesel heater, because this morning it was quite cold actually. But I mean, I didn't have anything on in bed. I didn't have anything on my top, I should say, and yeah, it was a bit nippy. So I got out of bed, and I put on a fresh t-shirt, and my t-shirt was in the drawer, and it was like putting on, you know, something that was knitted from ice. Yeah, so it was pretty cold, but that only takes 5 minutes. My wee stove takes 5 minutes, and it's rocking again. It's great. Yeah, so talking about that, the water situation underneath the actual garage, underneath that floor level, there's another boot, and it's big. It's big enough for my my main water supply. But then I was thinking, well, I'm going to put one of these recycling showers in. There's a lassie you'll find on the YouTube called Bus Off with Josie. She's got the exact same bus as this. But hers is a 614, mine's an 814. But it's the same size. And she's put in a recycling shower. Well, crikey, that makes sense, because I like to have a shower every night. I do like to have a shower in the morning, actually, to wake myself up, you know. But, of course, that uses a lot of water. But having a recycling shower, it doesn't. And that then means that my main water, I don't need as big a tank, do I? You know, I'm going to try and work out how many litres I use a day. You know, but yeah, it just means that when I'm travelling about, I'm not actually carrying, as much water, because you only need a 10-gallon tank for one of these recycling showers. Yeah, so I think that's a good idea, right? And actually, it means you can stand in the shower, you know, for an hour. You can have an hour shower. And another thing, I'm seriously thinking about taking all this off. All this. Right? And I'll tell you one of the reasons why. One of the reasons why is I'm going to get a wee dog. I've decided to get myself a wee dog. And I'm going to get a wee schnauzer. I like the wee schnauzers. They're lovely. They're a really nice shape. They look dead cool. They're a small dog. But one of the main selling points is they don't shed hair. Right? But I do. A lot. And it's everywhere. And it's getting on my bloody nerves. And I think my mother would be quite pleased to hear that I'm going to take this off. I'm not sure yet. Because if when you do, when you shave your beard off, because I've grown a beard before, but not as big as this, when you shave it off, you look like your head's naked. It looks odd. So I'm not sure. I might just take it off in stages, like, an inch a month or something. In about 6 or 8 months, I'll have a baldy chin. I don't know. We'll see. I'm betwixt and between. I'm swiveling between the two, because I do like it. But it's impractical, really, living in a small space, so don't know. But we'll see. I might change my mind. See the weather. The weather changes less often than my bloody mind. Anyway, that's it. So come on, I'll have a quick look at my view. And then I'm going to cook some breakfast, and I tidy up from last night's dinner. I had lovely, I remember so burger and chips. And I cooked it all on there. All of it. Cooked it all on my wee stove. Let me just light me fag. And we'll go for a quick walk outside to show you the views again. Magic. So my daughter's doing the same thing. I'm ever so proud of her. She's got a TikTok thing. She's called Bus Off. Oh no, that's Bus Off with Josie. No, she's called Hike with Lise, Lise, Hike with Lise, and she's on the TikTok. And she's my eldest daughter, and she used to be a model actually. She did some modelling for Aston Martin at one point. Ooh, I was kind of hoping they might give her daddy a car, but they didn't. Anyway, but she's doing these. She owns her own gym. She's done very, very well that way. It's a fantastic gym. I mean, it's out of this world, so it is. Her and her husband started it from nothing, and I think it's about 7 years, 8 years they've been doing it. It's incredible. It's got every single possible thing you could possibly imagine. And they've got dozens of classes for dozens of kind of things that people want to do to make their bodies better and all that. Anyway, but she does the TikTok, and she's getting thousands of views. And I knew she was into hiking, but flipping heck, I mean, some of the things she does, she gets up at 4 a.m. and she goes in her wee van that she's converting. She called it Vinny, because our favourite film when we were young, because I was a single parent, me and the children's favourite film was that True Romance. So she named it after Vincenzo that was in that. She was going to call it Clarence, and I kind of voted for Clarence. I think Clarence is a lovely name for a wee van. But she's doing ever so well, and you can see her conversions and everything on the TikTok, and my youngest grandson helping her. His name's Roman, and so he's my wee gladiator. So he is. Anyway, I'm not going out. I can't be bothered, because I'm going to cook some brekkie. And it's really nice just now because the stags are rutting. I don't know, I can actually flip this round. You're seeing, I keep forgetting about that if I move my bloody finger out of the way. Yeah, the stags are rutting just now, so you hear them roaring all night long. It's great. Can you hear that one? Maybe we can see him. Great fishing in there, I went fishing one time. So over there somewhere, actually. Anyway, over there somewhere. And it was like a fish every cast. They weren't very big. I put most of them back, but 1 or 2 were keepers. But yeah, it's smashing there. And then there's a track there where Edge just took his dog for a walk. Have you gone, Edges? Yeah, there's a track up there, and that'll take you all the way to Fort William. And that's an incredible view. Very, very popular. In fact, I was lucky to get parked up here last night, because I was going to park here all last week. In fact, while I'm doing this fencing job, maybe I'll do a wee video later and show you what we're up to. Because we're going to be doing a lot more fencing, me and Dan. Because, of course, we're gardeners, and when it's snowing, the grass doesn't grow. So there's no work. So we're going to be doing a lot more fencing. We're doing this one for Colin. And actually, to be honest, it's only the second sort of post and rail, maybe maybe we've done one or two smaller ones, but this is the first big a sort of fencing job we've done. It's post and rail, so it's square posts and flat rail, which is a pain because when you thump these into the ground, if they hit a wee rock, they twist. You've got to keep them square face on, because you've got a flat rail that's going to be fixed to that flat face, so you can't have the pointy edge on, if you know what I mean. So it's been an absolute pain in the arse, and the ground's very, very uneven. The ground's very uneven. And also it's full of rocks and bedrock and all kinds of stuff and all kinds of rubble down one side. And we even pulled up, I think it's about a 5-foot piece of railway line. So although it's been very difficult and very slow going, my customer and my friend Colin, who I'm doing the job for, is very patient, and he's not here anyway. So we're doing it in our own time. We're just plodding away with it, and we're learning a lot because it's an extremely difficult job to do because of the terrain and the different undulations in the land. It's only, I think it's about 160 meters altogether. Yeah, let's just call it that. So it's not massive in that respect. But we have learned a lot. We've done one or two post and rail fences, but we just basically replaced the ones that were there on just flat ground. And we did, the way we did, particularly we did one at Foss. The way we did that one, we actually concreted the posts in, so which makes life a heck of a lot easier. You can just get them square on dead easy in the soft cement kind of way. But although this job's been difficult, we have learned a great deal. There's just simple things like your corner posts. They don't go where you think they should go. And of course the terrain. We've learnt a lot. Plus a couple of good pals, Bob Rob and Ewan Rob. They've been giving me good advice. So anyway, when we finish this job, and we should only be maybe 2 days finishing it and then another day snagging. When we've finished it, we've got one to do in Tummel Valley. Now that one is about, what will that be? I think it's about 1/3 of a mile long. And it's square post and it's 4 rails, whereas this is just 3. But I know the ground's a bit rocky here and there, but it's reasonably flat. So this has been a good job to learn on, because it's been difficult. Well, a heck of a lot of challenges, but we've got over it and we've done it, and the fence will be great and it'll see me out. So yeah, so it's all good. So we're going to be doing a bit more fencing, and hopefully that'll keep us going through the winter. I mean, I'm all right because it's only me, whereas Dan's got a young family. So we're going to try and do a bit more fencing that way, because the guys around here that do the actual fencing, the guy, I've just had a message off Dan saying, let me know what to do. Well, he knows what to do, just to come here. Anyway, yeah, the guys that do the fencing around here, they don't really want to look at jobs under sort of like 15,000, 20,000. So I said to Dan, if we can get our heads around it, get some, better equipment, then we can hoover those jobs up. Because if they don't want them, somebody's got to do them. Might as well be us, eh? Anyway, there you go. So that's it. I'm going to have to cut this phone and message down, but I tell you, these views, they just get better. That mist is rolling in, look. How nice that is. What a lovely thing to wake up to. And then you can see the mist up there, up the road and that. Yeah. Cool, eh? Right, there you go. Another daft video from me to you with love. God bless each and every one of you. I'll see you on the next one.